Good morning, Sergeant Johnson. I'm Cadet Frost. Today, we're going to be looking at an unclassified information briefing regarding the route overlay we discussed in class. The purpose of this brief is going to be to familiarize 2nd Platoon, Bravo Company, 520 Infantry with the upcoming route and ambush that's associated with our operation today. Let's take a look at the patrol base, starting with that and seeing where we go to get to our ORP. The patrol base right here, we're in South Torbia. However, it's North Torbian controlled territory. That means that enemy is likely to come from any of these roads, and that's something that we have to prepare for. Therefore, we're going to be in a traveling overwatch movement technique along our route so as to prepare for any expected enemy contact. From our SP, though, we move to checkpoint 1. It's a 100-meter movement southwest. We're going to be looking at one linear danger area crossing right there that we have to be careful of. These are going to be very planned and deliberate movements. We just follow the general contour of the land to checkpoint 1. And then following that, we can move to checkpoint 2, gentle downhill slope, and this stream is the intersection right here. We'll be using that as our terrain feature. Then we move checkpoint 2 to checkpoint 3 is 300 meters across a linear danger area crossing again to checkpoint 3. And from there to checkpoint 3 to 4, we are able to take this ridgeline up to this major terrain feature right here, this hilltop right here. I want everyone in the platoon to be able to look at these hilltops right here that we have all along our route, because they're going to be very important in helping us orient ourselves on the route, making sure we get there as efficiently and effectively as possible, so with that we can accomplish the mission. From checkpoint 4 to 5, this is a 1,300 meter leg. It's the longest leg in the route. However, I'm confident that we'll be able to navigate it because of the stream right here and the ridgeline that will provide us linear navigational aids from which we can navigate to each very simply. It'll just be hand-railing both of these terrain features until we arrive at the end of the stream, and that's checkpoint 5. Checkpoint 5 to 6, we move across this ridgeline again, south until we get to this intersection right here, another key terrain feature. We move due east to checkpoint 7. We are able to catch this spur right here and continue moving up to this hilltop right here. This hilltop, along with all the others, are very important points of observation from which we can see expected enemy and be able to anticipate where they might be moving and stuff, because we have to be very careful with how we're treading. And again, it's traveling overwatch for here right now. Checkpoint 7, we move down the hilltop to another hilltop, checkpoint 8, that's a slightly southeast. We'll be able to have another point of observation, not as extreme as 7, but it's still good. Checkpoint 8 to checkpoint 9, we move northeast 700 meters. We're going to be using this intersection right here, and we'll be equidistant between the building and the road right here. This is important because we're going to be avoiding these buildings because we don't anticipate North Torbia to be there, but we have to be prepared for it nonetheless. After checkpoint 9, it's another LDA crossing to checkpoint 10. We'll be able to catch this stream right here as our key terrain feature for understanding this route. Now, I'm confident that we'll be able to get this stream because the snow and the ice from the winter months has fallen, melted into these streams, making them very easy to navigate. That goes for this stream and for all the others that we see along the route. After checkpoint 10, we're going to be entering an area of open vegetation, which means that we're going to be switching to a bounding overwatch movement technique compared to the traveling overwatch that we saw here in the dense vegetation here. It's going to make for a more safe way of traveling, and we'll be more aware of where we are. Checkpoint 10 to checkpoint 11 is southeast movement. We catch this intersection right here. It's a 700 meter movement. Then another 700 meter movement to this intersection right here, checkpoint 12. This stream right here will sort of serve as our backstop. And then after that, we move to checkpoint 13, another hilltop, which will be an important observation point as we're heading close to our rally point. And then we have to, again, anticipate where the enemy is. From checkpoint 13 to 14, we hit this parallel road and this stream right here, which will be important key terrain features for us right before we move to our rally point. That's 400 meters away from checkpoint 14. Again, the LDA crossing occurred right there. We'll end up just shy of our objective rally point. This is going to be an important point for us to conduct our ambush. We have the kill zone that will be set up right here. We anticipate the North Torbian squad coming in from the north. We can successfully conduct the ambush. As for now, we'll have the platoon become familiar with the squad LDA crossings, as this will be an important part of the maneuver. That concludes the brief. I'll take any questions at this time.